Oftentimes, someone may have asked for your curriculum vitae or CV when you were expecting them to ask for your resume. Or maybe someone asked you for your biodata. You may have an idea of what a resume is, but what exactly is a curriculum vitae or a biodata? Why are they being used instead of the word resume? In what scenarios should you use the words resume, curriculum vitae, or CV, and biodata? Let's find out. Let's start with a resume. Resume is a French word which means summary. It is a document that summarizes the following details about you: objective statement, education, skills, work experience, achievements, relevant professional associations, or volunteer work. Some of these details may or may not be applicable to you, depending upon whether you are an experienced professional or a fresher. You bundle these details in a 2-page document called the resume. Only if you have a lot of experience and see it tough to squeeze in all this information in just a couple of pages, then you may add one more page to your resume and supply additional information on it. You may then present these details to a prospective employer for consideration. This summary is then reviewed, and based on the information provided, a decision is made whether you are a good fit for the job role. If you are, then your summary is shortlisted and you may be invited for a formal interview. It is a general practice to list professional experience on a resume in reverse chronological order, starting with the current or the most recent job. If you are a recent graduate with little or no professional history, you would start with your education and then list any relevant internships. Let's look at a curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae is a Latin word which means course of life. It is also popularly known as CV. In other words, CV is just an abbreviation for curriculum vitae. It is a detailed document that contains the following details about you: education, skills, work experience, achievements, awards, special honors, certifications, scholarships, research projects, publications, professional references, hobbies and interests. A CV is generally written in a chronological order and starts with your educational experience. As more details are required in it, a typical CV is at least 3 pages in length and can go up to 10 pages. Once you have arranged all these details in an order, you may then present them to a prospective employer for consideration. The CV is then reviewed, and based on the information provided, a decision is made whether you are a good fit for the job role. If you are, then your CV is shortlisted and you may be invited for a formal interview. Let's look at a biodata. Biodata is an abbreviation for biographical data. It is a detailed document that includes relevant factual information about you. This can include a lot of personal information along with professional information, and so will include details such as date of birth, gender, race, religion, nationality, photograph, marital status, residence, height, complexion, father's name, family information, educational background, work experience, skills, hobbies and interests. Our biodata typically begins with personal information and is typically 1 to 3 pages long. In some countries, it is used to apply for employment, and in some other countries such as India, it is used as a marriage biodata to present to a prospective marriage partner. As seen earlier, if your biodata matches the requirements of the prospective employer, then you may be called for a formal interview. Now that we have an introduction to what a summary, CV, and a biodata really are, let us look at the actual differences. Here we have the differences between the resume, CV, and biodata in a tabular format. Let's take a look at the features one by one. So when it comes to professional details, a resume needs to provide a concise summary. A CV needs a brief about the details, but typically more details than a resume will be included. In a biodata, the professional details are needed as a concise summary or as requested. When the personal details are concerned, in a resume, you need to include only very minimal personal details, and a resume focuses very less on them. A CV needs very minimal personal details and it focuses very less on them. A biodata needs a lot of personal details and focuses heavily on them. When talking about how long the document should be, a resume is ideally 1 to 2 pages long. In contrast, a CV is usually 3 to 10 pages long, whereas a biodata is typically 1 to 3 pages long. When talking about customization, a resume can be customized so that you can highlight your skills that intersect with the job requirement. When talking about a CV, it does not change with the job and only needs to be updated to include the latest job info. For a biodata, it remains the same for the most part and only needs to be updated to include the latest job info. A resume is suitable for applying for many types of corporate roles and used in many countries across the globe. A CV is widely used in applying for academic roles. In some countries, it can be specifically asked for interchangeably with the resume. A biodata is suitable for applying for jobs in some cases and even for seeking matrimonial alliance in some countries such as India. When discussing about geography, a resume is widely used across many countries such as USA, Canada, etc. When talking about a CV, it is used in some countries or upon demand, depending upon the requirement to refine the candidate selection. Examples of countries that use CV are United Kingdom, Europe, New Zealand, India, etc. And lastly, a biodata is used in some South Asian countries such as India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, etc. Hope these sets of similarities and differences have enlightened you on the topics discussed and gave you a much better idea and eliminated any confusion you may have had. If a prospective employer asks you for a CV or a biodata, and if you want to ensure that you send them the documentation they are asking for, try calling them or send them an email asking to confirm if they are referring to a standard 2-page resume or a full-blown CV or a biodata, and then proceed according to the response you receive, and that would help eliminate any confusion you may have. That's all for now. See you in the next video. If this video was helpful, please show your support by leaving a like, comment, and share the video on social media. Subscribe to the channel and tap the bell icon to receive all future updates. Thanks for watching.